Are you on your weight loss journey, or maybe you have diabetes, pre-diabetes, high cholesterol? Maybe you are experimenting with intermittent fasting and you don't know what to eat and when. Maybe you watched the Science of the Weight Loss workshop and you want to have practical step-by-step plan of how you can prepare the meal. So this is for busy professionals. This is definitely not for gourmet that would want complicated recipes. Every meal that I'm preparing takes maximum 5 minutes. So now I'm, for example, preparing, it's 12:45 and actually it's my breakfast because I didn't have time to eat before that. I got up in the morning, I went for a 10-kilometer run, then I exercised, I took shower, and then I had to drive someone to the airport. And then I had a discovery call with a client, and only now I come to the food. But since I am a hybrid car, I know how to turn the fat into the energy. So fat for fuel, and I don't depend on the carbohydrates from the meal. So I can sustain the energy levels throughout the day. But let's prepare the lunch just now. And the best is, if you don't have time to wash the green beans and everything, is to go into any supermarket and you can just buy frozen vegetables. So I buy organic, this is from Picard, haricot vert. And how much? So people always ask me, how much can I eat? So let's look at it. If you want to lose the weight and you want to keep your metabolism working, you want to give it some job to work on, because we know that then the body has to process it, it basically has to digest it, so the stomach needs to break it into small parts, the intestine needs to move it, the fiber needs to be eliminated, and all this is energy investment. So if you eat, for example, green beans, so this is 600, let's say you can eat 300 easily. Your stomach in every meal has a capacity for 600 grams. So since I'm not going to use only the green beans and I will eat other parts, I eat only half of the package. And you will say, oh, but it's way too much. It's 1, 2, 3 handfuls. Yes, it's 3 portions of green beans. And let's look at the calories. There are no calories, I can already tell you, which is fantastic. If they actually even mention calories here, yes they do. So let's look at it. In 100 grams you have 35 calories, but we know from the science, the advanced nutrition, that to break down the food there is energy investment of minimum 70 to 90 calories. So basically you get your body into a deficiency. Yes, and that's what you want, because even though you were eating it, and since I'm going to eat 300 grams, I burn 300 calories on what I have been eating, and I intake only 90 calories on this. So you can see that I nicely make the body to work harder and therefore utilize the calories. And this allows me to lose the weight if I want to lose the weight, for example. Yeah? If we look at the amount of carbohydrates, it's 4.7 in 100 grams. So let's see that I eat 300 grams. So I will have only under 15 grams of carbohydrates. That's nothing in a massive meal. And it has quite a lot of fiber. So when we look at the fiber, it's 4 grams per 100, therefore I get 12 grams of fiber. Every adult human being needs minimum 25 grams of fiber. So let's say that if I eat only twice a day, that this would be now my lunch, and then I'm going to have dinner which is going to be similar to this, I will get into the minimum limit, which is 25 grams of fiber. I will most probably get to 30-40 grams of fiber, because we know that fiber is basically indigestible. It is helping to trap the toxins from the body. It's helping to bulk the stool, therefore eliminate, and it's against the constipation. And it also increases the satiety hormone, leptin, and therefore I feel full for longer. So I can have all this, but obviously I cannot live just from the vegetable, and you shouldn't live from the vegetable either. What we need and what our body is made of is protein. So again, because I don't have time to make sophisticated things, I buy in Picard frozen salmon, right? So this is amazing salmon. It's very thin and it's 100 grams. They have it in this 100 grams packaging. Yeah? So I'm going to steam it for 6 minutes. Why salmon? If you want to lose the weight and if you want to turn the clock and reverse the anti-aging, and you want to have every single cell in your body working in an optimal way, you need omega-3. And omega-3 are either in fish or in supplements. Yeah, so there is no other source of omega-3. Omega-3 are anti-inflammatory. Omega-3 are increasing the fluidity of the cells, and it's very high in protein. So as you can see, it's steaming. So I'm going to steam this fish. I don't have there any other fat. The only fat will be from the salmon, and of course I'm going to add a little bit of cheese as well because I like it and because I can afford it. Or maybe I could break there some eggs if I want more protein, and maybe I'm going to do that. I don't know. So while I'm steaming the salmon, the fat and the protein is going to again increase the satiety hormone. And we need omega-3 also to lower the cholesterol levels and improve the mood, because it is involved in the neurotransmitter, so dopamine that motivates you to do something, serotonin that keeps you happy. Obviously, it would be very, very bland if I don't eat any spices. Herbaria is my favorite mixture of spices, and therefore, oops, I cannot open it now. I'm going to sprinkle it over. Smells really nice. So I sprinkle it over, and I tell you what's in it. This mixture is for fish, noodle, and it has salt, obviously, yeah, we need salt, lemon, black pepper, paprika, dill, lime granulate, garlic, ginger, petersilie, coriander, and cumin, and fennel, and chili, so it's a little bit spicy. So it's a really nice mixture because honestly I don't have time to make my own spices, and this is organic and it doesn't have any nasty hidden things. I also have Kürbiskenik, I also have Tagine Marrakesh. So even though I make pretty much this every single morning, lunch, dinner, that's how I live, I make their varieties because otherwise it would be very boring to eat the same thing all over again. So what can be the variety? Sometimes I do it with eggs, sometimes I put there cheese. Currently I'm enjoying this blue and white really aged cheese. It's kind of like a gorgonzola, but it's not as fatty. This has only 25% of the fat, and it's very nice. I love feta. Feta also gives it a nice flavor. And if I feel like I need more fat, I will use avocado. So you can see that this is a very small avocado. And why this small avocado? It's for the portion control, obviously. Because if I buy a massive avocado, it's 700 calories. It's easy for me to eat it. If I buy this mini avocados, I'm also going to eat it, but it's only 300 calories. So if you know yourself, you also know what you want to do. What could be another alternative is, for example, sardines, my favorite fish, and it's not tuna, because tuna is actually very toxic, and if you watched any other of my videos, you will know that. But sardines are fantastic. So for example, this is 80 grams of sardines, it's probably like 3 or 4 fish, and it has 24 grams of protein, which is very good. Going to protein, how much protein is in this fish? It's 20 to 25 grams of protein, and we need 1 gram of protein for every kilo of the body weight. So let's say that I have 50 kilos, I need 50 grams of protein every single day. If I exercise and I want to pump the muscles, I have to eat even more. So even in 2 meals, it is perfectly fine to do it. Sardines I sometimes mix with green lettuce. And this morning, I can show you, I went shopping, and I can even tell you how much I spent for the weekly shopping. Because sometimes people think that it's expensive to live by using organic food and that it takes too much time to cook, but not. So in Picard, I spent 27 euro, and it's going to last for more than 1 week, even for my children. So I have 2 children. So what did I buy? I bought frozen spinach. This is 1 kilo. I bought the fish that I showed you. So this is salmon in the individual portions of 100 grams. It's good for me because I have control of how much I eat. I bought this jardinière de légumes, which is basically green beans, peas, carrots, what is it, chou-fleur, is cauliflower, and there are potatoes. And that's what I'm going to use for my children. So basically I put it into the pot, I put there a really good bone broth and some spices, boil it for 11 minutes, and the soup is ready. So it will be for them. I personally don't eat potatoes because we have in the family rheumatoid arthritis, and I avoid nightshades vegetable. But for children, it's perfect dinner. Then I bought this amazing mixture, which is broccoli and cauliflower, and I use it very often with the chicken because it needs only 5 minutes. And then I bought potimarron, which is basically butternut squash. What I love is that it's in cubes, and when I know that I'm going to exercise all day or do more activity, I definitely want to have more carbohydrates in the meal. So then I would take 1 handful and I would do it together with the green beans, or I make the butternut squash soup, which you can find in the book, The 5 Biggest Weight Loss Mistakes That You Make Right Now and How to Avoid Them. And at the end, there is this magnificent recipe with the coconut milk, which is basically full of ketones, which is the energy. And children love it, and I mix it with this kürbis canning, ready in 7 minutes. Then I bought another kilo of broccoli, because broccoli I use all the time, another cauliflower, and I bought legume for wok. So if I want some variety and I want to, for example, have tofu, I will cut tofu and have this vegetable for dinner. So basically all of this is mostly for breakfast, but even lunch, dinner, depending how I feel. And if you think like, if I eat like this all the time, pretty much yes. And do I feel hungry? No. Do I have cravings? Well, if you put a croissant in front of me and it will be, I will be surrounded by it, I will be most probably tempted to eat it, but it's all about how you prepare your environment. So in my environment, it's only vegetable and protein. I'm actually going to switch it off. And I got myself into this habit because I know why I do it. I want to have a bikini body. I want to get up every morning, and when I'm naked, I look at myself and I see the six-pack. I have no cellulite. I have really nice, long, lean muscles, and I'm proud of living in this body. I say, you look amazing, Blanka, and so I can say it in the evening as well. I feed my cells. I don't feed my soul with the food. My soul is filled by other factors that are in my life. The people that I surround myself with, the job, the mission that I have. I don't need to eat the motions in the food. I used to do this when I had 15 kilos more, when I had cellulite everywhere around my body, when I definitely couldn't see the six-pack and I was depressed. And I never ever want to come back there. So this is what works for me, but you are on your transformational journey somewhere else. Only you decide what you want to do. You are the CEO of your body. And if you are now carrying the extra weight, if you have a bad sleep, if you have sore joints, if you are huffing and puffing when you exercise, it's the result of small steps that you have been taking in past years. But you can change it. Everybody can change it. And I have amazing results from my clients that made the shift. At the start, they were saying, no, cannot do this, because their mindset, their illusion of what they can and cannot was somewhere else. Once they shifted the mindset, they achieved exactly what they want. And when we go through the questionnaire in 1 or 2 or 3 months' time, and I tell them, do you remember you told me this? They say, no, I never said that. Well, they did, but they forgot what was their standard before, because now they are inspired by other people, not the people that were living around them before, and not the actions that they were taking before. So this meal plan is only suggestion if you have a similar plan. If you want to look amazing, feel amazing, if you want to protect every cell in your body, and if you want to be proud of yourself. And if so, I have other videos for you.